Hello, I'm back with another click and fill product for Affinity Suite, and this one is designed specifically for Publisher. And the reason I put it in Publisher instead of my usual Designer for these sorts of things is because a lot of times these are sold as a set of envelopes because there's different categories that people are spending with, like groceries, maybe restaurant or entertainment, clothing, things like that. So they'll need multiple envelopes. So this way you can pick a design that you want out of the 5 included designs. One of them has an alternate flap layout, so technically 6. And so you can pick what design you want, and then you can fill it as you like, and then duplicate some pages and export just those pages as a PDF. And that will allow you to get a multi-page document really easily in PDF format. So I'm just going to go through how this works. If you've seen any of my other similar products, you already know this. It utilizes the fill tool. So on this layer where it says fill this shape, this is the gray background. I'm going to select it and go over to the fill tool. And in the context up here, I want to leave it at fill, and under type, I'm going to select bitmap. Now I already selected a bunch of patterns from Pixabay, so let's just pick my first one here. And there we go, it's now filled with this pattern. If I wanted it to be bigger or smaller, I could scale that. You can also rotate and also grab the center dot to move it around in here. This is a seamless, so moving it's not going to do much good. But if you have a pattern where you just want a specific area, you can use the center dot to move the whole thing. So there are also cutting and folding lines that are dotted lines. If you don't want to see those, there's a layer here that says uncheck to hide, and that will get rid of those lines if you don't want to include them. So let's next take a look at this label. Each of the designs, most of them have a label, and I put different labels on all of them so that you can mix and match. So you could copy this one if you liked this one better and just paste it into here, and then you'd be able to switch things up a little bit. So let's go to the label layer and expand it out, and its label body is the white part and label outline is this black border. So what I want to do is I want to sample this blue color, so I'm going to pick the eyedropper tool and just grab it. Now you'll notice it wants to fill things when I do that because I do have apply to selection selected. But the thing is, we can just quickly edit that by going to the shape tool, which brings our fill and stroke options up here. And I'm just going to get rid of the fill. But because I did the selection, it's going to remember that in my recent swatches. So I can just grab that there, and it takes a few extra clicks, but there we have our matching blue border. So this is a table. You can obviously edit the font in here to something else, and we'll go to the table tool. You can select the whole table and go to the table options window, which you can also find up here or in your studio options. And under stroke and fill, we want to just affect the fill, and I'm going to grab that same swatch that it's remembering. If you don't see it here, you can go to your swatches and look at your recents. And then when we click away, we can see that that changed the background color to a matching blue. Now, I think for this one, I'd probably like to leave this black, but let's just say we wanted to change the colors. We could go ahead and change all the colors here by going to the border area, and I'm going to click all the horizontal lines, change that to that blue, all the vertical lines, and change that to that blue. And now everything is blue. So I'm just going to show you some examples of some of the other ones. So this one is style number 2, and I created a variation where I flipped which part of it had the cutout and which part had the flap. So these are the same style, it just has a different flap arrangement to it. And then a third style, and a fourth style, and a fifth style. So I'm going to turn the sound off and I will just kind of speed through filling the rest of these so that you can see some more examples.